It's a rainy day in Georgia, and I'm headed to Duluth, Georgia, to pick up this man's part, which he's already paid for. This is like 60K. How you guys doing on this wet Monday morning? Second week of the Trump administration. If y'all been watching the news, y'all been seeing he ain't playing. He calling everybody bluff. But we're out here in Douglasville today. We're going to hit the Duluth to pick up the part. This guy's dishwasher that I'm going to bring to him tomorrow. Because inclement bad weather, the way I do it is I go get the part, see him tomorrow morning. And I better have that door latch cover on it. Then you need tools. Cool breeze. That was a piece of cake. Now we gotta manipulate our way to Duluth, Georgia.
To sign an executive order today reinstating our service members who were discharged for not getting the COVID-19 vaccine, and he is giving them full back pay, just like he promised.
Plus, Team Trump takes a victory lap after Colombia agrees to accept illegal migrants' deportation planes from the U.S. How the president got the deal done.
And that's not the only win. Just 7 days in, the Trump administration getting the job done. We're going to break it all down! Exclamation point.
Missed for refusing the COVID vaccine with full back pay and benefits. More than 8,000 servicemen and women were discharged between 2021 and 2023 because they refused to get vaccinated against COVID. And then once the military's mandate was repealed in 2023, only 43 people actually tried to go back. Now, everybody that everybody that is reinstated will receive their former rank and full back pay with benefits. And it's going to be up to Pete Hegseth's Defense Department to figure out the exact logistics of how that will work. And as we look at this White House document this morning, the Trump team in it is blaming these people getting fired for not getting the COVID shot as a main reason. The Pentagon missed recruiting targets by 41,000 recruits in 2023. There is also some language in here about natural immunity being a reason that some of the 8,000 didn't want the COVID shot, but the president is hoping to use the power of the pen to address what he calls wrongful dismissals. He's down in Florida right now figuring out the way forward with the budget with House Republicans at a retreat at his resort in Doral. And we do expect him to sign this at some point before the end of the day. Back to you.
So, Peter, there are a lot of details that have not been explained yet. And one of them we were talking about, and I thought I know the answer, but then I don't know the answer. If somebody's watching this right now and they were dismissed during this, to get the back pay, do they have to go back to the service where they would resume their rank, or is that unclear?
So I was just texting with a source about this, and they're telling me that the Defense Department is going to decide the specifics of the process, but this orders the DOD to give the reinstated back pay. So basically, President Trump and Defense Secretary Hegseth are going to have to sit down and figure out exactly what makes the most sense to do this work. You have a message. Defense Secretary Austin.
So, and Peter, just on the meeting at Doral, there's a lot of pressure. I mean, this is a could be divisive, but a decisive meeting. President Trump's got to say there's no margin for error. Hey, Congressman Massey, all you guys with your own agendas, you got to get on board or nothing gets done.
Yeah, because President Trump can do a lot, as we have seen in this first week with executive orders, but there is a limit to his power. At some point, he's going to need Republicans in Congress to get it together while they have unified control of the House, even with these tiny majorities in the House and the Senate, to help him out. And we heard on Friday, the president was talking about maybe figuring out a way to tie wildfire relief in California to this budget bill that's going to be stuffed with everything else that he wants. maybe that's a way to ensure Democratic support, but there's just no way to know right now if it's even going to work with his own party, because as we saw throughout his first term, he really can't always count on everybody on his side, just blindly going with him.
Hey, Peter, when soldiers had to leave the military because they refused to get the vaccine, that's years and years of back pay. Where will our government get the money to pay them back?
Same place they got it from Ukraine.
That is going to be an accounting problem that is going to be on Secretary Hegseth's desk on his first day there at the Pentagon today. We are being directed to the DOD for questions about that, and so we will check on that. But it is a lot of money for people who are going to get reinstated.
But we still have a lot of money in that account, the COVID account, right? So maybe they could take it from there?
Absolutely.
Ask Pete.
Yeah, we'll check on that. I don't know enough about the military appropriations.
Let's text him. We all have his number. We should.
I'm not sure.
Should I call him?
You know what?
Put the phone up to my microphone.
Hold on, Secretary Hegseth. If you're watching, just do the group chat back. Just tell us where the money's going to go.
And you know, in exchange, we'll tell you what our talking points are for 8 o'clock.
Exactly.
Right? So
He's still on the morning email.
He probably is.
No, he's not.
All right, thanks, Peter.
And congratulations to Pete.
Yeah,
We
he's
haven't
not
been
a-
on the
That's right.
couch
That's exactly
together.
And what about Peter has a great feature on Mediaite on him. You got to check it out. Mediaite. If you're watching television or radio, you always get Mediaite. But there's a great feature of Peter on the bottom.
Oh, good.
All right, meanwhile, let's talk about your interview with Brian Mast and how it relates to this.
Indeed, Brian Mast is delighted that President Trump has signed this executive order ordering everybody who wants to get reinstated at their previous rank with back pay. They can do that. They just have to work out the details. He was with us about 45 minutes ago. He says, game on. This is great.
Great day for Patriots. Great day for our service members.
Again, with recruiting is down, they need more men and women in there. The vaccine hadn't even been fully approved yet. It was a trial version. We appreciate President Donald Trump for warp speed, but it shouldn't have been. People shouldn't have been required to take it. The second thing is, I don't think Pete Hegseth is going to have any problems finding money. He's going to be cutting a lot of programs that have nothing to do with the military, and I think they'll have enough money
Already
to pay
cutting
those. So
DEI.
that's exactly right.
You know, but if you are impacted, let us know your plans given what President Trump has just done.
That was the best guess because he's Army. He was awarded a Bronze Star and a Purple Heart, fought in Afghanistan.
Sponsored
Now
a bill.
Exactly. Now he's a congressman.
41,000. By the way, they were off. So every year they were off so many recruits. 41,000 last year. And you mentioned how many people actually took them up on when they said you can come back in. When Austin said you come back in without a vaccine.
Of the 8,000, only 43. And the Department of Defense, missing its collective recruitment targets by around 41,000 in the fiscal year of 2023. So they needed these individuals.
That's right.
They're the strongest men and women. They fight for our country. Most of them are young. Most of them are, not going to college. They're like 18, 19.
First job. So it was 1 week ago right now. We were on the roof of 101 Constitution because only 1 week ago, this president was sworn in. We were just talking about how the president's going to have a big summit with Republicans down at Doral. Screen left, Vice President Vance is going to head to Virginia today to take a look at hurricane damage. He appeared on Sunday shows yesterday, and he made very clear the administration's point of view, which is something he's really good at.
Yeah, then Secretary of State Marco Rubio, he is.
And then he wrote it in hand and posted it. So he's going to hit the ground running, and he's got to get his deputy and undersecretary in there quick. But he's got some acting, and there's some things you can do. And there's so many people who are the highest ranks possible who have already reached out to Pete that I know we've spoken to that has the best interest of the Pentagon in line, and they are just dying for somebody to go in there and want to change things, because it's not people doing the wrong thing, they're stuck in the wrong system, and they need to get some synergy between what's happening in Silicon Valley, what's happening with AI, and what's happening with our weapon systems, and we got to get out of the same mindset. So, and they think that Pete's the guy to do it.
Well, I'm glad he was confirmed, despite Mitch McConnell, who talked about being a team player the whole time. Now that he's not in leadership, he didn't vote to confirm Pete, which I think is going to be a stain on his record. Pete is already getting to work. You're going to notice this in the administration. There are going to be some people that are left over from the last administration that are going to try to cut them at their knees. And they tried to do that over the DEI stuff when it came to the Tuskegee Airmen over the weekend, saying that Pete wanted to get rid of the Tuskegee Airmen. First of all, that has nothing to do with DEI. All of those men that were in part of the Tuskegee Airmen were there because of their merit. That's the whole story about them, that they weren't acknowledged for the contribution that they did to the military. He responded immediately on X and said he's getting to the bottom of those stories will be told. But that was somebody that was in the old administration that was trying to put stuff out there saying this was DEI. There's going to be a lot of that for the rest of the departments as well. When they try to invoke change, they try to find these little things to distract from the agenda.
And he worked with Katie Breton.
That's exactly
he said,
right.
No, this is not. This is going to
It's
be
not a
something
part of
we
that.
still teach.
It's one of the great stories in our American military history.
That's right.
So later today, President Trump will be addressing the assembled Republicans down at Doral, trying to get everybody on the same page.
Now you can answer the question, was it intentional or not? That's interesting.
Of course it was.
The problem is, so you've got the FBI said with moderate confidence, we think it was a lab leak. You got the Energy Department saying low confidence, and now the CIA says low confidence. The reason they're not 100% sure is because China is completely clamming up. They won't let any international people go in there over the last 5 years.
That's the China I know.
Yeah, exactly.
They're usually so open.
So, if we got the cooperation from China, that would be one thing. But obviously, they're not going to help because if it's true, they killed 7 million people around the globe. They don't want to claim it.
So speaking of cooperation, a lot of these government agencies are going to have to cooperate with DOGE. The department is going to be within the executive office of the president, but this is what they're saying, Department of Government Efficiency on X. The DOGE team is looking for world-class talent to work long hours, identify and eliminate waste, fraud, abuse. These are full-time salary positions for software engineers, InfoSec engineers, financial analysts, HR professionals in general. All competent, caring people apply here.
So I clicked on that site, and it's pretty easy to apply. Your name, your email, your cell phone, 3 short bullet points showing why you might be equipped, and then what your exceptional ability is, they say. And then you just attach your resume. And then there's a point for where you write in a GitHub, like an email address, and I looked that up. That's a shared AI. So if your business is using this, I guess you can put your link there.
Well, remember, it was about a month ago we were talking about how this was going to be, DOGE was looking for good people, but you would not get paid. You would work 80 hours a week. But you're absolutely right. It is. What they've done is they've rebranded a department in the executive wing. It used to be the U.S. Digital Service, which was kind of a think tank in the West Wing. Now it is DOGE.
Yeah. And it's a
you get paid.
salary positions.
Yep. So the other thing is Walter Isaacson, the biographer, the 2,000 pages, I think it is, I'm almost done with it, of Elon Musk. They said, listen, how do you think he'll do on this? And they were kind of leading him to, he's not going to do well, he's too volatile.
Right.
He goes, no, he's going to do very well. He thinks he's going to last 18 months to 2 years. And if he wants to focus on this, he's always talked about what he could do in government.
That's right.
So this is a goal of his. The question is how he work with Trump. He says, I think he's going to work well with Trump because they're similar personalities.
They are, and I think the president has a lot of respect for him as well. I think he has a lot of respect for the president as well. He knows his lane. There are going to be disagreements. Donald Trump the president is not going to go with everything that he says. He has people in the White House that disagree with Elon, and Elon disagrees with him. I think it's a beautiful relationship. Elon is smart, but he's so out there.
He's got different modes.
That's exactly right.
His personality. If I had more modes, I'd be a genius. I'm looking for another mode. But I would just like to add this. That Elon Musk and the Sam Altman brawl, I thought as soon as Trump gets a camera, he's going to blow up Elon. And so he says, yeah, these two guys hate each other. And I go, this shows, I think it shows the 78-year-old president is like, I'm picking my spots.
Yeah.
I'm not going to blow up every single time. I thought that was so significant.
You just say, don't be surprised.
What happened, they had a different focus on the Altman, the chatbot GPT. Yeah. They opened it up together. He says, let's keep it public. And he says, no, we're going to keep it private. And he says, if you do that, I'm out. So he's like, go. So he left, and they became arch enemies.
3 people were hurt after a car struck a crowd celebrating the Eagles' win last night in Philadelphia. The crash happening late last night, hours after the Eagles punched their ticket to the Super Bowl. Police say they have arrested the driver, but the crash does not appear to be intentional. All 3 victims are thankfully in stable condition. Police are looking for answers after an Israeli restaurant in Brooklyn, New York, was the victim of an anti-Semitic vandalism incident over the weekend. New York City Mayor Eric Adams posting these photos to X, showing the restaurant covered in red spray paint. Adams saying he was heartbroken when he saw it, vowing to find those responsible as the NYPD continues its investigation. The families of 4 female IDF hostages released by Hamas over the weekend are thanking President Trump for securing their daughter's freedom.
Thank you, President Trump, for everything you are doing for our hostages. If anyone can bring world peace, it's definitely you. And you are and we are confident you will do whatever it takes to get us there.
Both sides have confirmed that at least 6 more hostages will be released later this week. And schools across the country are planning events to celebrate parents' choice in education as this week marks School Choice Week. A new survey from the National School Choice Awareness Foundation finding that at least 60% of U.S. parents considered sending at least one of their children to a different school.
A lot of parents want that they would like a Catholic education or they would like a Christian education, but they don't have the money to pay for a private school. So the government would give you whatever you're putting in your tax base for your children to go to a better school.
And so that's what they're doing down in Washington all week long.
All right. Meanwhile, happening today, the Senate is set to vote on Trump's Treasury Secretary nominee as the president considers firing tens of thousands of IRS agents.
Today, we'll vote to confirm President Trump's secretary nominee, Scott Bessent. It comes as the president wastes no time pushing his economic agenda, including what to do with nearly 90,000 new IRS agents hired during Joe Biden's administration.
On day 1, I immediately halted the hiring of any new IRS agents. You know, they hired or tried to hire 88,000 new workers to go after you, and we're in the process of developing a plan to either terminate all of them or maybe we'll move them to the border.
Look at that. Host of Making Money on Fox Business, Charles Payne, joins us right now. Charles, what do you think of that idea?
Yeah, get them down there. Get them something useful. I mean, stop going after people doing $600 transactions on Venmo, right? So, I mean, the bottom line is we need to be focused on staying the preeminent nation in the world, not this sort of sicking all these IRS agents on small businesses, because essentially that's what it was. And that's the way it was sold to the American public, that somehow they're going to make the rich, who are already paying far more than their so-called fair share, pay even more, was always preposterous.
So today, the president's pick for Treasury Secretary comes up for a vote. It's interesting how many people of different viewpoints he has assembled around his table. I mean, this guy used to manage money for George Soros.
Yeah. Well, George Soros, forgetting about his political leanings, this is the guy who broke the British pound. I mean, if you want complete insight to how financial markets work, you probably couldn't work for someone better. And the idea that he didn't go for the political side of it really helps a lot. Scott Bessent's going to be amazing.
Absolutely.
I mean, Trump has assembled an amazing team. Watch Scott Bessent shine tremendously. We need him.
Well, his vice president was shining yesterday on the Sunday shows. Here he is, J.D. Vance, talking a little bit. He's queried, hey, why haven't prices of eggs and bacon gone down yet? He said this.
Prices are going to come down, but it's going to take a little bit of time, right? The president has been president for all of 5 days. I think that in those 5 days, he's accomplished more than Joe Biden did in 4 years.
When do consumers actually get to touch and feel a difference in their lives?
Well, Margaret, how does bacon get to the grocery store? It comes on trucks that are fueled by diesel fuel. If the diesel's way too expensive, the bacon's going to become more expensive. How do we grow the bacon? Our farmers need energy to produce it. So if we lower energy prices, we are going to see lower prices for consumers, and that is what we're trying to fight for.
And that's what they ran on.
It's embarrassing. The same people that cheered Biden creating the worst inflation in 40 years not want to know why things didn't change in 3 days. I mean, just it's going to be a rough road with the media. By the way, they're going to take it on the chin. J.D. Vance has made it look so stupid. It was a dumb gotcha type question. We need to get past that.
Listen, before you go, there's something I want to ask you a little bit about. We were talking about it in a commercial because you are always on the leading edge of this kind of stuff. Tell me why the markets are getting rattled by something from China called DeepSeek.
DeepSeek came out last week. I covered it a lot on my show, including Friday. It blew up over the weekend. I'm not sure why it didn't blow up last week. So, we're in this AI race.
Right.
And we want to win. We have to win. Whoever wins dominates the world. China came up with this version of ChatGPT called DeepSeek for a third of the price. And all of a sudden...
Different chips, right?
They use cheaper chips.
Yeah.
They use different methods to get to this price, this savings. And so there are discussions on whether it's scalable and all this stuff, but people are downloading it. People are using it right now. And it's so ironic in the midst of this whole TikTok issue, now we're going to abandon a U.S. narrative with the AI and go to a Chinese version where essentially we're giving them more information than we give a TikTok. But it's a legitimate thing today. The markets are getting hammered. The NASDAQ is going to be crushed at the open because it changes a lot. The biggest story in the markets right now, the fourth industrial revolution, is driven by artificial intelligence. And China apparently has an entry that costs a tiny fraction of what we've been paying. I don't believe everything I'm hearing about it, but it's making a big impact today.
He's going to be talking about it over on his show on Fox Business, Watch Making Money.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion in RTO returning to the Office for Federal Workers. Some people in D.C. and around the country are saying that they're ready for everybody to go back and they're tired of people taking advantage of the system. Before we get to Byron Donalds, take a look.
Well, this day
I'm going to get there, Brandon. We're going to talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah, he certainly did, Angie, and expect that this is just going to be the first step of the president's efforts to remake the federal workforce, cut through bureaucracy, and instill more what he says is efficiency. Now, remember, work from home began during the first Trump administration. Back then, COVID-19 led to precautions and shutdowns, but the federal health emergency has been over since May 2023, but yet many federal workers still work from home. A recent Senate report found that only 6% of federal workers work a 5-day full-time basis, and nearly 1/3 of the entire federal workforce still works from home. Many taxpayers who are in the nation
that flies in the face.
Capitol right now for the inauguration tell Fox 5 they've had to go back to work. They think all federal workers should as well.
Shout out to Pimp on the Blimp.
We will also require that federal workers must return to the office in person.
For everybody that's here right now, if you've been...
In my opinion, because everything's over now.
I don't necessarily think it's a valid... I think it's a political stunt.
Imagine how much money it's taking to actually run those buildings. No one's working there.
One of the supporters of this return to work effort is none other than D.C.'s Democratic Mayor Muriel Bowser, was cited several times over the last few years that the lack of federal workers in the nation's capital has hurt the local economy. And while some labor attorneys tell Fox 5 they expect lawsuits to try to stop the White House effort, Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen says he does have concerns about this one-size-fits-all approach.
This is something we're very focused on. Again, this is an area where we want to take a scalpel and not a meat axe to the issue.
Nah, if y'all really...
What's up, man, Antonio? All right. But I don't even want to go to jail. I don't want nothing to do with it. I just want to restrain her. So she got killed. I know you told me already, man, but I'm through with it. All right, so just walk me through it real quick. Okay, this little son, I pulled some steps on. He had a basketball game. This way it's staying from. I get to the spot, you see me GPS and the call, but you're not responding. So now I didn't miss the game. So I go back home. Each well later on, let's go out. We go out. Go to the movies. You have an attitude because I won't let you stick your hand in my food. You got a whole attitude from night to this morning. So I see you jump out the bed and all this, I'm just paying attention. I said, I'm not gonna go through this. You know what I'm saying? Go downstairs, get the bag, go downstairs. So I come back upstairs and talk about it. Like, you really did what you gonna do? Like, what you got to do? Oh, I told her, I said, you ain't tell me nothing. You was on the phone, so I went on the phone. You know what I'm saying? I asked you what you got to do.
You just click this link and you're wondering who Silky Smooth Malone.
To other black quarterbacks.
Right, but I never mentioned authentically black. To even put that in quotations is a lie, right? Because I never said it. I said he's authentically himself. He remained authentically himself when people asked him to change. When
but
he was
you
asked,
are saying, you did say at the end, Ryan, there's a whole culture that he's representing. Yes. Okay,
yes.
What culture are you referring to?
I'm referring to the culture of African Americans. I'm referring to the black culture. I'm referring to a quarterback that comes from South Florida, and when he goes back to do his camps or to do his community work, he goes back to those communities.
The healthcare worker that's dancing on top of her patient's head is not what it is.
You sure about that? You sure about that?
Like this. I mean, the twerking part. Maybe because black girls got booties or something. They twerking. The white girl stuff's flat sometimes, and they don't know how to move the hips right. It'd be just stiff. All right, I'm just playing. I'm joking, y'all. Don't get mad at me. I'm joking. Okay. Incident details. It says the video posted on social media depicted a female healthcare worker twerking on a male patient who appeared to be disabled and non-responsive. The patient is seen lying in a hospital bed during the incident. Upon becoming aware of the video, the healthcare facility conducted an internal investigation. The worker was subsequently terminated for inappropriate conduct and violation of patients' rights. The incident has raised concerns about patient abuse and exploitation. Authorities are investigating potential legal action against the former employee. The video has sparked outrage on social media, and many condemning the actions and unethical and dehumanizing. I ain't laughing at this because it's funny. I just don't understand human beings, bro. What made her think that this made sense? I understand that she twerking on his head or something. She posted it on the internet while you at work. You supposed to be working and you twerking on a man who can't move. Ma'am, what did you want to get out of this? A GoFundMe?
Okay, TikTok, right now it's a video that's going viral of me, the healthcare worker that's dancing on top of her patient's head. It's not what it is. Trust and believe. All I gotta say for now is angles play a big part, but we're gonna get into that another time, okay? A lot of people in the comments talking about sexual assault, just all type of shit, non-verbal. Trust and believe, he's verbal, and if he's not verbal to his kins, then I don't know what's going on over there, but around here he be verbal, and I got proof. What you said?
I'll get my hug.
You want to get a hug?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh no.
He looks very aware and comfortable to me, so y'all need to stop jumping to conclusions. Even though, yeah, I do see how he look, but trust me, it's not that. Enough is enough. Stay tuned.
Hold on, time. So you heard what she said, right? Y'all heard what she said. The camera angle is the problem. The camera angle. So the camera angle is the problem, and it's not what you think it is. She twerking on people, right? She say she ain't doing what you finna see. She say she the healthcare work, and it's the camera angle, and these people are non-verbal and verbal. Tell me if you see what I'm seeing. Roll the clip. All right. There's another one. We got the other one? It's her in the bathtub. There's a video. I saw the video. I played it. She twerking on somebody in the bathtub. Now, maybe they like it, but this ain't where you supposed to be doing this at. You at work, girl. They ain't at your crib. Maybe they want you to drop it on their head. But you can't do that while you at work getting paid. What are you doing? You ain't at the strip club? This is what they do at the strip club. Don't ask me how I know. I may have been there one time when I was 18. I shouldn't even been in there. I went in there though, and it was bad. I was like, ugh. In the movies and stuff, maybe if you go to the top ones, but they make it seem like this is
women are beautiful, and they got a gunshot. One girl was skinny and her legs were hairy. I said, ugh, what am I doing in here? I never went to a strip club again. No, I can't say that. I never intentionally went to a strip club again. I was with my friend on one of these New Year's, and he ended up pulling up there, and I'm like, bro, I don't have no interest in going in this place. And I went in there and sat in the back. And then I did it one other time with some other people I was with. They pull up and I say, man, I'm just gonna go sit in the back. And I literally, I was saved at this point, so I didn't want to run out of there and run off and leave. So I went in there and put my head down and actually fell asleep at the strip club. I don't know if this is the same girl, but this is crazy.
Come in and chill with me. Come bleed with me. Go down your hair.
She going to jail. Somebody, you gotta go to jail. You got you rubbing your nookie on the top of his forehead. He can't move. He don't look like he enjoying it. He sleep. He unresponsive, and you putting a pill in his mouth. Imagine if this was a woman in the tub and Jarrell was on top of her head with his stuff on her forehead. Imagine how, like, because it's a woman doing it, I think it's less of a outrage. Just say if a woman was like that, non-responsive, in a tub, or the other dude was in a chair, and the dude was dropping his manhood on top of her forehead, grinding on her head like that. Bro, the president would be talking about that right now. But the problem in this, one, is that how are you so ghetto that somehow this makes sense to you? And then why do you get on social media after people have seen these videos and say it's the camera angle? Ma'am, there's no angle on God's green earth that you can interpret where your crotch bumped the top of his head where he went down like this. That means you were right on his head. Then you lift it up and put the pill in his mouth. The other guy, you all over him. You rubbing his head and do all kind of stuff. Why don't you just be a stripper? Why don't you just go to the club? You can do that and make money. Why you at your job, your place of work, disabled people, and you grinding on, then you mad because you got fired. You should actually go to church. You should go meet the Lord, because I don't get what kind of pills you taking. That don't make no sense for you to be doing that and upload it on the internet. Boy, the internet taking people out left and right, taking them out. I don't get it, man. I'm on the internet all the time, and nothing make me want to do something illegal and post it. There's nothing that made me, if some post, it's because I accidentally posted it. There's nothing a part of me that say, let me do some foul and upload it so I can go viral. Maybe that's what she doing. Maybe she got an OnlyFans. Is her name on there? Is her name on that content? They don't got a tag on there. Maybe she got an OnlyFans. She's trying to get her OnlyFans promoted. I don't know. These kids are out of control though.
Each other, right? Because we covered a lot of videos of Molly Qerim and Stephen A. Smith checking each other live on ESPN First Take.
What we're saying is you guys were right. That's what we're saying. You
no,
were right.
Molly, you did not say that, Molly. No,
that's
not what you said. That's not what you said, Molly.
What are you guys
that is not what you said.
I literally just
brought
it up.
You were talking about saying,
but we no,
right. Molly.
So you were ahead of the curve.
You're not listening, Molly. You're not listening. I'm talking about your point, Molly. Your point.
And I'm explaining it to you.
At the end of the day, we were making the point. Do you want to promote the league or not?
So, there could be something here. So Stephen A. Smith's alleged ex has been putting out these videos and receipts on Molly Qerim. And she's saying that Molly Qerim has been trying to destroy Stephen A. Smith's career. She said that Molly Qerim is allegedly the one that's been behind a lot of stuff that's been getting leaked about First Take. Remember, we did reports when they were talking about people at First Take Studios was unhappy with the way Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe was becoming buddy-buddy, and Stephen A. Smith's current contract negotiation was making people uncomfortable because people are at fear of their jobs being cut and stuff like that. So let's listen to this clip that she has talking about Molly Qerim, putting Molly Qerim on blast, and then I'll follow up with some more commentary, guys. Let's check out this clip right here. And if you can, guys, I would really appreciate if you guys can hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're new or been around to the channel.
Hey y'all, you ready for a little story time? You know that kid in school who's always like really, really quiet? And there's a bully that keeps on picking on him until everybody finally finds out that kid got them hands? I'm that kid that got them hands. So let's have a little story time about Molly on First Take, right? for the I don't know how many times from a fake account. And she was making fun of me until everybody finally finds out that that kid got them hands. I'm that kid that got them hands. So let's have a little story time about Molly on First Take. See, Molly came at me last night for the I don't know how many times from a fake account. And she was making fun of me. But she didn't know that I know who she is. And so I told her, like Stephen told her, to stop calling him SA. But she wouldn't listen. And I told her not to do it again or I was going to air her out. And so she decided to get on First Take today to do it. So let me tell you a little bit about Molly and why she called Stephen SA. Molly actually falsely accused Stephen of sexual harassment. This was after he rejected her advances because I guess she thought that he didn't really love me. Anyway, so let's go back about Molly. See, Molly was the one who actually planted the story about her and Stephen having an affair. When Stephen wanted to address it, his bosses told him not to. Molly blamed that on Jalen, her ex-husband. But it was really Molly. Molly was jealous because, see, Jalen told Molly not to move to Connecticut, but she didn't listen. And then she got mad at the results. So then she decided to go after Stephen A. after she saw him coming up even more. Well, baby, she didn't know that Stephen A. is all about Nikita. So anyway, she plants this story and she thought it was going to faze me, but it didn't, because the one thing I know about my man, he likes all the assets and she ain't got none. Anyway, so she let it play out. And so when it didn't come, I told Stephen at that moment, I said, you should nip this in the bud because she is going to claim you harassed her. And he said, no, my bosses told me not to. And there's another story about those bosses that actually are trying to sabotage Stephen A. at ESPN, but I'll talk about that later. So today, Molly was the one who did it. She planted the story. She falsely accused Stephen, and apparently she didn't think I was about this life, but baby, I'm about this life. See, Stephen should have told you, not only am I a banking expert, I'm an IT expert. And on top of that, I was the EEO director at the FDIC. Now, you better come again before you come correct, before you come at me, because I'd rather be growing my baby. But baby, I'll stop and take care of you. Molly girl, hey, you thought I forgot about you? Oh, I didn't. I just had things to do. Let me put my glasses on because class is in session. You see, when people don't think water is wet, you got to take them to the ocean. So let's have part 2 about Molly. See, the reason that Molly decided to go and make these false accusations against Stephen A. is simply because she wanted money. Molly is in contract negotiations and she only makes $400,000 a year. And I said only because me, somebody y'all don't even know, I made that in the federal government. But anyway, Molly wants to make Stephen A. money when she doesn't have Stephen A. talent. And so you can't do that. See, Molly is dry. She lacks really any talent and personality to be on television. You haven't seen her across multiple platforms because nobody wants her. She doesn't resonate with an audience. That's simply it. So if you want Stephen A. money, you need to have Stephen A. talent. Okay? Second thing is, Molly had help with Norby because Norby is that type of manager. You know, that manager who hates to see you succeed more than them and to make more money more than them. He's that person. And so they found a way that they thought they could hold Stephen A. down. That's what's happened. So, since Norby has been hating for a long time on talent that makes more than him, he's going to reap what he sows. So let me tell you what's going to happen with Molly and ESPN because of Norby. Molly will not be working on First Take next season. As a matter of fact, she won't be working at ESPN. Molly is going to get sick again. Her illness is going to come back. And it's going to stay. Further, ESPN Profits and ratings will continue to decline until Norby Williams is moved out of that organization. Norby is a cancer, and what God will not tolerate is people being hurt by bad managers. That is what's going to happen. And if ESPN doesn't remove Norby, what's further going to happen is ESPN will fail to exist in the future. And Fox will take over as the nation's leader and as it relates to sports. Now, let me know if you're still feeling froggy and you want some more of these facts. You better ask somebody about me, because this is so y'all make sure y'all record it, so when it happens, that you know you can't play with me.
And as you guys can see, there's also a lot of tweets that I'll be highlighting right here while I continue to do the rest.
I want to address all of it first. I want to tell you guys, man, I've been traveling so much and working so much that I just got back here. I was dog sick. I mean, there's this flu going around, and I was coughing a lot. And I got back Thursday evening, right? I worked, of course, I speak during the first part of the week, and then I had an appearance in San Bernardino at a casino, Yamaha, I don't know how to exactly pronounce it, but they were great. It was like the top 300 people or top 300 clients. We did a Legends dinner, and it was great, right? I enjoyed that. But then Thursday, I working and I'm traveling home. I get this horrible flu, man. I just felt so bad. So I get back Thursday and I'm done. I'm out in the bed. I feel like I'm out. I wake up Friday afternoon, basically. So a few hours down, but I feel like I missed a month. I don't know why. It just feels like I haven't been working or anything in a month. And I know I just got it yesterday. Got it yesterday evening. I just flew in from LA on Thursday evening. And it's Friday afternoon. And I felt like I had been out for a month. It just felt real strange. You know how you feel like I was in a whole new matrix. And I went to the restaurant to go do some business. I said, okay, let me just try to get snapped back, because I was feeling so bad Thursday night. I couldn't move. You know, you when you're sweating in the bed, and your bed is sweating, and you're cold as I don't know, but you're freezing. That kind of sick. So on the way to the restaurant, I was like, wow, this feels funny. Something feels funny. It just felt off. When I got to the restaurant, I was dealing with some business, and the news came down. I said, I felt this in the air. I knew something was coming down crazy like this. Man, I don't know Brian Schottenheimer. I don't know him well like that. I don't know this man. But I do know this man. And I do know about this, and I know about man. That's three things I told you. And I'm gonna break it down for you. And I'm gonna talk about it. Here's my issue. We lost an opportunity here. I don't know what will happen with Coach Schottenheimer and the Dallas Cowboys, but Jerry's a shrewd businessman. And this opportunity, I'm shocked he did not see. I was pushing for Deion Sanders to be the next head coach. And I still stand 10 toes down on that push. And I can't believe that we saw the mass, the understanding of all of this, Let me break this down. We have two NFC East teams in the NFC Championship game being played tomorrow. Two NFC East teams in the NFC Championship game being played tomorrow. All eyes on them. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Washington Commanders. Our enemies on all fronts. And they're holding a position that we haven't held in 30 fucking years. The longest drought by any NFC East team, any NFC team, period. 30 years. I did a little letter on Speak to Jerry Jones where I was delivering information in a bullshitting way, but I was not lying. You bring in someone that was already inside as the head coach. You lose things there that you can't grab back, that I'm worried about. And let me tell you about those things. First of all, we're losing ground on this NFC, right? We know who's going to be in the NFC championship game. We haven't been there in 30 years. Let me just break down what that means to me. Because when people say it, you say, oh hum, oh hum, oh hum. But no oh hum to that. That's 30 damn years. 40 years is a generation. We got 30 years. Right here, right now is critical mass. It was time to bring somebody in here that could shake things up and grab this last leg of Cowboys Nation. If we got 30 years right now, life expectancy is 100 years. That means by math, a third of Cowboys Nation has never felt or lived the glory of a championship story. Don't even know about it. How the hell can they pass something on down or pass it down when they don't even know about it? In 10 years, that would have been a generation that knows nothing about a championship from the so-called America's team. And worse yet, that generation has seen total domination from a team named the Kansas City Chiefs, who in that span is running up on winning 3 in a row. 3 in a row. So not only are you losing football games over here and opportunities over here, even divisions over here, you're about to get our moniker snatched off our backs. Give me that. Because Kansas City over here with Miss All-America Taylor Swift, I'm a fan, don't come at me about that, and Miss All-American Caitlin Clark, and I'm certainly a fan of her, so don't come after me about that. All that All-American in winning. This is what this generation knows. You understand, man? Do you understand what we did? You go and hire Brian Schottenheimer. I know he's been in the league for forever. But I also know he's been playing basketball in the NFL. He's been NBA in the NFL. I call it bouncing his ass around to about 15 other teams. I ain't saying he ain't a good coach in this position. I don't know. I'm going to give him an opportunity because I have to. Because I'm certainly not snatching the star from my heart. I can't do that. There ain't nothing personal against him. It's what we needed. It's what we needed. I know what we needed. Brian Schottenheimer, I don't know the man, but I do know man. And I know man. I know when you are within an organization and you get promoted within that organization. And I know that the Dallas Cowboys right now, they don't have curfew. So let me give you that. They don't have curfew. They don't have discipline. We were fourth in penalties this year. So how do you fix that? You go and be more disciplined? Or be more of a disciplinarian? How do you do that when you're coming from inside? Because when you start saying, hey, you jump off sides now, we're going to fine you. You jump off sides, we're going to penalize you. Jump off sides, you're going to have to go do some running. And everybody's going to say, oh man, you're going to sideline an asshole after we got you the job? That's what you're going to do. If you say, okay, we haven't been meeting at night. We leave Saturday afternoon at 1:30, people, for a 3 p.m. Sunday game. I'll see you at the game on 3 p.m. Sunday. Do y'all understand? Everybody else, they show up at a hotel Saturday night at 6 p.m. That's what we did. We have dinner till about 7:30. Then we're going to go have meetings and watch film till about 9. We'll get us a snack. About 9:30, we're gonna go in the room, play cards, hang out for a minute. The whole damn while we're talking game plan and what we must do. It's a promise made, one man to another. I will get my damn job done today. That's how you win championships. And you make the promise over and over to each other. You make it when you're with each other. And if you're not creating these times together, when the fuck you gonna make these promises? You talk all off season about money. You don't talk about winning. And then when it's time to be talking football, you got everybody home, sitting at home. Now Brian's going to come in. What is he going to say? We're going to start showing up at the hotel. We're going to have curfew. They're going to say it again. Oh, man, what you doing, dog? Oh, okay, nigga, you going to change like this on us? This how you going to change? Oh, we got you the job. That's what they're going to say. And now you're risking losing the whole locker room. I hope I'm wrong. But I'm telling you, I know man. And I do know this. I know how to win championships. I got hardware everywhere. All my shit ain't fake. People put whatever they put back there, that's all real hardware. Ain't a piece back there fake. And it comes from everywhere, on all levels. Don't tell me I don't know how to get it. And I'm telling you, that ain't how to get it. It take focus, man. It take this dedication. And it has to come from the top. Now, how do we do that? How do we do that? How do you do the same damn thing and get something different? Damn. It's snatching America's team off our backs. We're losing a generation, man. A whole generation. A third of Cowboys Nation right now never know. How they gonna tell their kids about it? How can they tell their kids when they didn't know it? That's why hiring Dion was the right call. You ain't got it. If you brought it, the Raiders hired Pete Carroll. He had some experience. Last time when we did Mike McCarthy, he had some experience. I had to slap myself and say, give it a chance, man. At least they walked the walk already. Brian hadn't walked no walk. So what did he got over Dion? He hadn't walked the walk. Come on, man. Come on. Damn, I love Jerry. But I don't know where this comes from. I do know where it comes from. Just disappointed, man. Dude, I don't want us to become, and I'm saying this because it's real. You can mess around like Sears and miss out on becoming Amazon. That's what Sears did. Sears Robot, all they had to do was put their shit in the computer. No, they wanted to hang on to them damn books and passing it out. Old-fashioned things, and they went out. We are in a new age, Sears. New time, everybody's working on these damn computers. I gotta learn it, you should have learned it. Blockbuster did the same damn thing. These were empires that we thought would not fall, and they failed because they got stuck in yesterday and would step into tomorrow. Social media is tomorrow. Dion is running social media too. These generations, this next generation that has never felt the glory of that championship story, we could at least snatch them up on social media. Because that's part of the new thing. Get with it or get gone. And this makes me think we're thinking getting gone. Come on, man. Jerry, this shit was more than just about football games. This was about the history of our game, of our name in this game. And this was not the decision we needed. Now, I don't know this man, and I say this again. And I hope to pray, and to God Almighty, I hope and pray that I'm dead ass wrong. But I doubt it. I doubt it. I hope and pray somebody show up in that locker room and hear this and say, we will show this nigga he dead ass wrong, but I doubt it. But I doubt it. And I hope and pray somehow, someway, somebody finds some damn man in their damn heart and stand up and say, we will represent the Star the right way. We don't give a damn who is coaching. We guarantee we'll go win and we're gonna get to a championship game. But I damn it doubt it. So fucking hurt. Okay, let's say about it, man. Hold up, man. Hold up, man. Maybe it was God help me. I'm saying about it, but I'm about to say something I don't need to say. I'm gonna just say this. All you jokers, man, everybody tries to put everything on Jerry Jones all the time, and I try to defend Jerry. This one I will not defend. I don't like this call. And I hope that it works out. Some kind of way I hope to pray that it work out. But all you jokers on the football field, it's on you, man. I don't give a damn who it is, man. It's on you. Everything we put all our hearts into building what that is, that franchise is, and holding it up to what it is, that franchise is, it's your fucking turn. Man, do something, man. Stand up and show that you are a man. Stop just being part of all of it. It's been a damn generation. I know you ain't been there the whole fucking generation, but you're there now. It's your turn. What are you doing with it? Stop taking, and just fucking take it. And try giving. Give something back. All I said, Ryan, congratulations, man. Saying nothing to do with you. You're just being a man. You're taking a job. You're taking an opportunity. No one can be mad at you for taking that opportunity. And I'm gonna wish you the best of luck, because I have no choice. You know, me and the Cowboys Nation family, we have no choice. We gotta follow. And I don't want to hear none of that dumb shit. Come on, my God, I ain't following the Cowboys. I don't want to hear. Let's not go that far. Let's wait a minute. Now these jokers go 1-13 next year. We can start talking.
You have a message.
Yeah. Oh my God, man. This is all I got, man.
A second ago, I got over that, but it's new stuff that's been happening. That's it's a lot. It's a lot.
So where did we start with your story? Should we start at the beginning, or do we start with the accident?
I can start from there all the way down. As long as I get my story out.
You were born in L.A.?
Yes, I was born in L.A. I was born in L.A., but I was in foster care basically until I was 17, and then I ran away.
What happened to your biological parents?
My mom, she was doing drugs, and I ended up going to foster care, me and my sister, and I've been surviving ever since.
You became a dancer?
I became a dancer. I was in survival mode since I was a kid.
How did the foster homes, how did the foster system treat you?
It was okay. Everything was temporary homes. And then I went to my family, moved to my grandma, and then my grandma put us back into the system. And then my mom had 7 kids, so all the kids was taken away. So we all was in the system, but my family, I'm Caucasian, I'm Creole, I mean. My good side of the family took my sisters, because I have triplets. They raised them, and then me and my sister was in the system, and then me and my sister got split up at 7 or 8, and then I was in the system by myself, and then my sister, she was by herself in the system somewhere. I don't know where she was, but I've moved around since I was 17.
Did you finish high school?
No.
And so what were you doing to survive then? Is that when you started dancing?
Basically, I started hoeing, then I started being a porn star just to get money. Then I started selling dope and drugs. And then after that, then I started dancing. And then
That's when you got famous, right?
I started making a name for myself. You know, I started from the bottom. So, you know, I just have been on survival mode ever since. So, you know, but I made a name for myself because my body and my talent, you know. And then after that, one day, I thought first I made a name for myself in the city. Then after that, everybody started knowing who I am. And then one day I was drunk as heck. I went to the club. I thought it was a club, but it was just so crazy. They was filming for a TV show. And I thought it was an entrance to the club, but it actually wasn't an entrance to the club. The people were standing outside. It was just a photo shoot type of thing. You know how they do in the beginning of the club? They do everybody stand in front of the stuff and just take a picture. So I was thinking that was a club, but that wasn't. I was drunk as hell. And then I met a producer. I was drunk and I was like, where's the producer? So it's a favorite show that I love watching. And I said, I told her, I was like, you should hire me for your show. Because I have a name for myself. You will never regret it. Because that's why I tell people, never be afraid. Take this chance. And then I end up getting picked 2 months later for the show, for my favorite show. And I had an audition for that. And then I was able to get on that TV show.
How old were you when that happened?
I was 25 or 26. And then I ended up getting on the show like 30 when I was 30. And then my fake dad or whatever, I thought he was my dad. Then I found out he wasn't. So it was crazy.
Were you having fun at that time?
I was having a lot of fun. Like when I started dancing, and it's just me using my body for everything. I was like, hey, well, I was getting my money, but one thing, I never saved my money. I had like 5 or 6 cars, giving the cars away and everything, like a dummy. People I didn't even know I was giving the car away. Because my cars was all pink and white. I had a Range Rover pink and white. My Firebird pink and purple. Everything was pink because I love pink. So I was not good with my money. And plus I never had love, so I was like, hey, I'm the shit now, you know? So I just felt like everybody loved me, so I never had that feeling before.
Did you feel loved when you were a child?
No, I was in foster care. It was bad. One of my foster parents, she was doing crack. I didn't even know she was doing crack, but they showed me love. They showed me love. So I found out she was doing crack. My sister said that, but I don't know. She be lying a lot sometimes, but she be extra too, so. She stole a lot, and she got kicked out of a lot of homes, a lot of foster homes and stuff. And they always used to keep us in a white van. We was foster kids. That's it. It was embarrassing going to high school because it's a Chinese person, you got a Latino person, and I'm black. It's like a mixture of people in a van just getting out. You know that we foster kids because it's like, you could tell that's a foster van because You know, like black families, like the black, you could tell that that's their family, but you could tell that they're foster kids because there's so many kids getting out of one van, all different races. So it kind of mentally affected me, but it's like, hey, it's life. You know, I'm used to it now.
And you were living in LA doing the show. You were still dancing at the time?
When I got on the show, I stopped dancing because that show, I had to film for months every single day because my life is very entertaining. Because I had so much going on. Like, I had somebody find out if that's my dad or not. And a lot of people can basically, what I got going on, the way my mind is, and everything that happened in my life, a lot of people can, how can I say it? Can
relate.
Can relate. You know, I had a struggling mama. My life was struggling in foster care. I'm not educated too much, but I'm smart in the street, you know? And like, it's a lot of stuff. I had to use my body to get what I needed, you know, to survive. A lot of people can't relate with me.
A lot of drama in your life, too.
Yeah, I had a lot of drama. Oh, God, my life is stayed with drama. I don't know why, even like this. It's like the wheelchair don't mean nothing. I'm safe. Okay, I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm safe. I'm safe. Okay, please. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. I think people don't care that I'm in the wheelchair. People lie so much. I didn't know. I'm back in survival mode.
So, were you doing the show when the accident happened?
When I was doing the show, I was really doing a lot of alcohol. Alcohol was my enemy, low-key. But to me, it made me feel good. It made me, like, they couldn't deal with me. Like, they could deal with me, but I wasn't. I don't can't deal with no attitude. I cannot deal with nobody's mouth, anything. So, what they did, like, they'll have me scheduled for a scene, but I didn't like how they was treating me and how they was acting. Like, one thing about me, I don't really give a fuck what a bitch do with a pussy. Like, you gotta do what you gotta do. And, what they do will get me drunk. They'll give me a whole bottle of Hennessy, because that's my favorite. So, they'll put me in the room, like, we'll be all filming, right? It'd be like 7, 8 of us. And nobody would bring up that one subject that, just to start some mess. Nobody bring it up. So they'll put me in the room and have me drink. I have a cup and like, can you bring this up? And I don't even give a fuck. So I'll be like, okay. So I'll put it back in the room and we'll be talking. And then I'll be like, well, hey, I don't like what you did, such. And I don't even know. I really don't care. But it will start something with them. And then there'll be a whole fight between everybody. A whole argument, everything.
So the show was kind of setting up the drama?
They'll set it up. But me, like, some of these motherfuckers will have, like, they'll plan this shit out, but I don't plan shit. I just do. One thing, I always have a rule. Don't fight on camera, because I like snitching on yourself. If I do any damage or any dirt, I'm going to do this shit off of camera. And I ain't going to tell you. Like, period. You cannot snitch on yourself. That's how I am. But anytime I got into it with somebody, nigga, I see what's up. I find out what part of you at, what club you at, what mansion part of you at, I'm rolling up. Like, period. That's how I am. I remember I got into it with a girl, and I just got my boobs done. And I rolled up. My titties was still hurting. It was so funny. I was outside that motherfucking house. I was outside, like, calling, like, what's up? What's up? What's poppin'? Nigga, get in the Uber. Get the fuck out. She left so quick. But I don't play like that. That's why, that's another thing. When it comes to that camera shit, that reality TV shit, I don't play that shit because it's real crazy motherfuckers out here. I don't mind doing time. Like, period. I got whole felony doing that shit. One thing I tell people, do not play with bitches' heart. Do not play with anybody's heart because, like, when you do that, people don't think what they just do. I just do, but now I think, because I can't do nothing. That's the one thing. God told me to sit down, and I'm sitting down. So it's nothing, but people still play with me when I'm like this, though. And that shit, God's teaching me, like, to have patience, you know. That, like, and a lot of stuff I don't agree with, but people have smart motherfucking mouths, like, literally. If I could hit them, but my hand fucked up, I would motherfucking hit him with this dumbass hand.
Are you right-handed?
Yeah, I'm right-handed. Because this is the hand I used to beat everybody's ass with. But now I can't. I mean, who knows? Who knows? God, who knows? I'm going to say it like that. Who knows what can happen in a few years.
Tell me about your accident. What year did your accident happen?
My accident happened. I'm going to tell you about that day. I'm going to be honest. You actually going to be the only one. It was on my son's birthday. I went to the club. I lived out here in Vegas. And I drove on March 21st. I said I'm going to go to LA so I can make some money to buy my son gifts. And I went to the club and I made at least $1,000. And I had $1,000 cash out. And I remember I ended up getting drunk. I kept this secret because I know people would judge me. But even at night, I went to my baby daddy's house and I tapped my son on his shoulder. And my son said, I tapped him on his side. I said, good night. And I was drunk as hell. It seemed like when I woke up from my coma, everybody lied to me and stuff. And then nothing. I don't know what I was bugging people. Was I a bully? Like, was people really scared of me or something? They gonna act hard. It's fine. That's fine. But it's like everybody knew I was drunk. They seen me leave. They see in the car park. I had somebody in my car, and they knew I was drunk. They let me leave, and then I dropped her off. And she said she didn't want to get no confrontation with me. Because the one thing about me, when I'm buzzed, if I feel you coming at me funny or anything, I'm going to go ham on you. It don't matter if you're my fan or not. I don't care. It is what it is. We can be fans tomorrow, we not be fans. But it's the fact that people didn't stop me. It's the fact that people let me leave. It's the fact people that put did not say nothing. So if I would have died, it's okay. They so used to that shit. No, you act hard now because I'm like this. Y'all be so hard now. But why y'all didn't save me? This shit, you could have saved a life. If it was me, I wouldn't mind being a punching bag. I'm that loyal. I wouldn't mind being somebody punching bag. I don't care. As long as you save a life. You don't know. But instead, people just let me leave. Let me leave. Let me dump them off. They don't care. It's okay.
Do you feel like you had or have any real friends?
No, I lost everybody. Everybody gone. I'm by myself. I don't got nobody. But it's okay, I got God. God is the only one. He been here since the beginning. I thought I had everything. Everything was going. Everybody left. My mom, I asked her for help. Like I said, when I first couldn't move, I asked her, can you come to Vegas at least to help me, help your daughter? She didn't. My sister did me wrong. Like everybody. Every single body. It ain't nah motherfucker here now. But God. That's all I got. I barely meet these motherfuckers, really. My cousin here, but I've been doing this stuff literally by myself. I was home. It's so much, man. It's so much.
How is your mood now after the accident? It's been 3 years?
Say it again?
It's been 3 years since your accident?
It's been 3 years. I was in the hospital for about a year. So it's been 2 years. But I was homeless, so I had to stop my healing and everything. Then I had love problems. Oh, God, it was so much. And I had people trying to do my reality show, using me still. It was so much. It's been so much.
How is your mood now after the accident?
My attitude is I don't trust nobody. I'm antsy. I don't trust shit after all what's been happening to me for the last 2 years. My attitude is like whatever. I stop caring. I don't care no more. But the only thing that I get to, I'm just mad, but I can't take care of myself. I mean, financially, I can do this. Like, if I got to, oh God, because people left me is the only reason why I'm doing this. I have to teach myself a lot. You think like how I'm thinking. Okay, like a 3-year-old, 8-year-old has a mind of a 3-year-old, but she's so gone. Like I'm not supposed to be where I'm at because I had to take care of myself. Like it's like I got pushed. I'm grown because I had no other fucking choice.
What are your injuries?
I had broke my spine, fractured my spine in 2 places. That's why my whole right side of the body couldn't. And then I fractured my skull. I put a weight on my eye. It's why my eye's so low. And then my arm it got messed up. It was basically, it was straight when I was in Vegas. And then when they moved me to my insurance to LA, Long Beach, my arm ended, because they didn't change my arm for 5 to 6 months. So it got infected. And my arm locked up on me. My arm, my leg, my arm was like that. And because they didn't change it, that's the only reason why I'm at the hospital. Because they said if I would have waited 1 more day, they would have had to cut my arm off. So after that, it was stuck, but they had wrapped it up and everything, and gave me some, what's it called? It gave me some antibiotics. I had a tube in my throat and a tube in my side. You see the scars. And because I went to the hospital, because my arm is the reason why they took everything out, because because I had to relearn how to eat and relearn how to breathe out my throat, because I didn't know that all this stuff was new to me. I didn't know you had to go through that. Like right now, I can eat, but I can choke over anything so quickly. I even my mouth open. I don't like that. I like just so disrespectful, but I can't help it now. And I drew for no reason. I drew, and then also my face, because my skull fractured or whatever that word is called. I think it's fractured, but I cracked my skull or whatever. My whole face is, my whole it was on my left side of my face like this. You see, like my face look like something I always think, but it's just because I have muscle spasms and my face it doesn't go straight like this me. It's just, my face just pushes up. It's just tight, I guess. I tried to get plastic surgery, but they won't work on me.
Are they saying that you might be able to walk one day?
Yeah. It just all depends on me. But because I'm so worried about life and have to like exercise, like exercise, the government don't do too much or nothing. A medical wise, so I have, like, cause my head injury, I really have to concentrate. I have to think. I have to sit on the phone for like 2-3 hours just cause medical wise, I didn't know that they stop you, have a limited amount of medical rides. And I'm like, huh? And so my limited amount is stopped. So like my arm, I had surgery on my arm just recently. But to go straight, it was straight. But because I haven't been to orthopedics therapist, because I can't get a ride, it's starting to lock back up. So, because I thought that I can do the medical rides, but they said that they have a limited amount, then I have to sign up for RTC, and I'm like, huh? But then I can't get to the mailbox because it's a step. So, and because I don't even see the front office because I just stay in my room because I can't get up the front step. I almost fell like 2-3 times because of that. And I asked them to get a ramp because for medically, for the law, you kept the money, she took it, whatever, getting high for drugs. And I got recordings of her being drunk and high. And it took 2 years to get my cash out, right? And she sent money to her baby daddy that was in jail at the time, $300-400. She bought pillows, everything sent to my old house.